Yep, pretty shit weather here in Sydney. So you know what that means? It's beer drinking weather. Right, well, let's be honest, it'd be beer drinking weather even if it was sunny. Rain, hail or shine, it's beer drinking weather. It's Thursday afternoon. Alrighty, welcome back to Beers with Boydo. So today, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna head to 3 different venues and we're gonna drink my 3 favourite Australian beers that I like to get off tap in pubs or venues. Now the first one, it's right across the road from the beach, here in Coogee. I live in Coogee in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. So we're gonna head over, grab the first beer. Now I'm not going to tell you what beers they are, it'll be a surprise when I'm at the bar. I'll probably put the beers in the description, so don't read the description if you don't want to ruin the surprise. Anyway, enough of that, let's get on to the first venue. And there it is, the Coogee Bay Hotel. Alright, now you know what, I've just realised, which I love when I'm doing these videos, because it's a shit rainy day, there's no one in the beer garden. So when we set up and film, I've got no one staring at me, no distractions. So it's actually good that it's shitty weather. All right, let's go for it. Let's get this beer. All right, so the first beer is Cton Draft. Could I please get a pint of Cton Draft?
Yeah. Do you want a scooter for $6.50 happy hour?
Nah, go the pint. Yeah, for the video. All right. Look how frosty this thing is. Cold beer. Oh. Yep, you've nailed it. That's perfect for the video. Thank you. I'll pay in a moment. So here's what they got on tap here. So pretty much all Australian stuff here. Really good. And then, yeah, there we go. So I got the Cton Draft. Look, it comes out of this thing, which goes up to here, into the Cton Draft beer tank. Look at that. So good. All right, I better pay and get out there. There it is, a pint of Cton Draft. So, heading out here. All right, we'll go out to this beer garden. Oh, can't wait to tuck into this. Oh, the older manager just walked by. He didn't look that impressed with me. I said, I'm gonna say good things. Anyway, it's a bit of fun. All right, so obviously, no one out here. Perfect day for it. All right, I'll set up. All right, first beer of the day, Cton Draft. Now these top 3 beers I'm doing, my favourite 3 beers off tap in pubs, it's not in any order, but we will be ending on the last one for a reason, and you'll see why when we end on it. Cheers, a pint of cold Cton Draft, Aussie lager, so good. And I've got water views, which I'll show you in a moment. Every time. It does not disappoint. It's why it's in the top 3. So if you're not familiar with Cton Draft, one of the big macro Australian lagers here. I'm pretty sure it's sold all over the country. 4.6% in alcohol. If you saw my last video where I did the VB long neck, I was saying I love Cton Draft out of a long neck. It's just one of my favourite. It's just got a nice, like, biscuity maltiness to it. And as I said in my last one, it's a step above the others because it's just maltier than the other macro lagers. Like a real nice bready biscuitiness. Like, it's just got something going on there where you're like, yes, how good's that? Oh yeah, like flavour you can really just suck out of it, you know? So good. Now I don't really usually drink here, to be honest. I usually sit inside near the sports bar and I only really ever come down for 1 or 2 pints and then head back home. But this garden out here on a weekend or even on a sunny afternoon on a weekday would be absolutely packed. Like, I would not be able to film, it would be just beaming with people. So it's nice sitting out here with no one out here, and I never really sit out here, so. If you're familiar with the channel, I've said I've only lived in this part of Sydney for about 8 months, so I haven't spent much time getting out and about. Anyway, I filmed the view because it's It's a bloody good view. Yeah, how good is that for your afternoon pint spot? So obviously you can see why, on a hot summer's day, why this is just so packed in this area. Because, you got water views. It's bloody awesome. I gotta say, I'm really slamming it. I'm just so excited. I love doing a pub crawl video, and first beer of the day, it's Thursday, we're heading into the weekend. Geez, it's going down good. It's kind of like I want to stay here and have a few more before I head on. But we won't, we'll stick to the plan. Ah, yes, come here. So, my history with drinking Cton Draft, it's been one of those beers that ever since I was 18, I've been drinking off tap in pubs. Always been a staple beer that I go to when I'm at a pub or a venue and I'm out. Yeah, it's just one of those beers I've always drunk. Let me know in the comments if you're a Cton Draft fan. Yeah, most people I talk to that drink beer out in pubs like Cton Draft. I can't really think of anyone that says they don't like Cton Draft off tap. Yeah, I don't really buy it in cans or bottles, but I do buy it in the long necks. That's my go-to long neck beer. So, oh, it's just so good off tap. And you saw those Cton Draft tanks, like, I don't know if that does anything, but it gets me going. Anyway, we're about to finish up. Geez, the first one went down an absolute treat. On to the next. Yeah, so we're just, we're hoping the rain holds off. So the next venue, it's like a 15, could even be a 20-minute walk up to Randwick. So heading towards the city. I've never been to this venue. It's called the Coach and Horses. It's a pub. It's one of those ones that like I've driven past the whole time I've lived here, but just never had a chance to go and get a beer from there. So thought it'd be a good one to go to today. And I've called ahead. They do have the beer we want. So yeah, just can't wait to get up there. And it's shit weather, but it's like a bit humid. I'm sweating, I've had to take my jacket off. Anyway, the beer's gonna go down well. Alrighty, just for context, there's the Royal Hotel, which when I did the Guinness pub crawl video, that's where I planned to end on, but the Guinness didn't turn out that good. So we went down the road, back near the Coogee Hotel for the last Guinness. Anyway, so we're getting close, we're up in Randwick, almost there. Alright, I'm sure it's at the end of this block. I'm hoping so. It's further than what I thought. Alright, yes, the Coach and Horses, and it says beer garden. When I was just walking up here, I was hoping that they had a beer garden, because I like to sit out in the beer garden when I film, so good to know there's a beer garden. Let's get in there. I'm dying for this beer now. So, can I please get a pint of Reschs?
Certainly made.
So Reschs Draught. Oh, right next to the Cton Draft. I just did Cton Draft at the other pub.
Yeah, but it's not as good as our Carlton Draft.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm gonna have one here.
The pint of Reschs, is that on the card?
Yeah, on card.
Too easy.
Thank you.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Let's have a look at this. Reschs.
Let's see. He's alright.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good to me.
Alright, we'll tip a little out. We've got to get it perfect. Perfect for the film.
Yeah.
Pressure.
Oh, it's looking frothy as.
There we are.
Shit, yeah, thank you very
No
much.
problems, mate. Enjoy.
So obviously again, these are Australian beers, VB, that's what I did the Longy video. I've done a video on Great Northern and on Coopers and Carlton Dry and Guinness. Haven't done a Bolter video, got to do one of them. And yeah, Pure Blonde, I used to be a big Pure Blonde drinker. Anyway, we'll get outside and film. Alright. Look at this. A few people looking at me. I hope no one's out here. What do we got? Oh, perfect. Alright, find somewhere to set up. Alright, here we go, Reschs Draft. So, I think it's 5% or 4.9% ABV. It doesn't say on the beer taps. And you can't get Reschs Draught in bottles or cans. It's only sold at pubs. And from my research online, it's either 4.9 or 5% in alcohol. And you'll notice it's a lot darker than the other Australian macro lagers. Like, I reckon if they poured out every single beer, I'd be able to pick Reschs like that, because I think it's the darkest one. Anyway, cheers. I just made sure it was still filming. A couple of people looking at me in the other direction as well. Anyway, cheers, let's get stuck into it. Oh, so good, and just hits different to the Carlton Draft, but in a good way. Just one sec, I'm gonna set up somewhere else. I've come inside. Outside, there was too much music playing, and when there's music playing in your videos, it says it's gonna like demonetize it. Not that I even make money anyway, but then it says like it won't show it in certain countries if there's music and all this crap. So I just wanted to get away from the music. Cheers. Yeah, so Reschs just hits different. Like, it's got more of like a earthiness to it about it. Almost like a bit of like a syrupiness, but in a good way. Like, not a bad syrupiness. Like, it's got a lot more body into it. Like, definitely like a heavier beer to drink. It's so good. How depressing is the new spot? I should have just stayed at the Coogee Bay Hotel, because they had Reschs on tap there. I'm really in the corner here. It looks a bit weird. Just don't want to get that copyright music crap popping up on my video. Going down a treat, as Reschs always does. Let me know in the comments if you like Reschs. Now, Reschs, I don't believe it's sold all over Australia. I'm pretty sure it's just sold in Sydney. Let me know if you've found Reschs outside of Sydney, because I don't think I've ever seen it outside of Sydney. Not that I get outside of Sydney that much anyway, but it's definitely more of a New South Wales, Sydney beer. And as I said, you can't get it in cans or bottles. You can get a Reschs Pilsner, which is, they're similar, and they do a Reschs Real. And again, not the same beer, but it is similar. I have done a video on Reschs Pilsner. Check that one out. It's one of my favourite beers. Just, again, like the Carlton Draft, it's just a bit different from the others. And as I said in the VB long neck video, I drink the Reschs, well, the Reschs Pilsner out of long necks. It's just so good. And again, I'm slamming that. Now, my history with drinking Reschs, didn't start drinking that till I was probably 21, 22. It was a beer that when I was like 18, 19, 20, I always looked at on the taps and thought, that's like an old man's beer. It's definitely made a comeback. I think it's a lot more popular these days than what it was. I remember one of my mates gave me he was into it when we were about 22. And I still remember the first time I had it at Engadine Bowling Club. Had a schooner of it and was like, oh my God, why have I not been drinking that? That is amazing. That is my type of beer. It's so good. Alrighty, about to finish up. Tell you what, for a 20-minute walk up the hill, I've slammed this in what, 3 or 4 minutes? Anyway, we're heading back down to Coogee Beach, and the next venue, I believe, has water views. I've been there once, about 10, 15 years ago. So yeah, I haven't been there since I've been living in Coogee. Really keen to go back and check it out. I have called ahead. They do have the beer that I want to get off tap. So yeah, cheers to Reschs. On to the next. All right, going back down the hill, out of the coach and horses. Yeah, that venue just wasn't the best for filming all by myself. Although I think I stuffed up. When I was leaving, I walked past, like, they had a sign to upstairs and it said beer garden and stuff. So I reckon they've got an outdoor balcony upstairs, like all those pubs do on corners. But the guy, when I asked him at the bar, he just pointed outdoors, like on that floor. I didn't even think of checking upstairs. Anyway, I'll probably go back for another video there one day. That guy was a legend at the bar. So yeah, I reckon I'll be back. Anyway, heading back down the hill, we're gonna get my last favorite beer, top 3 favorite beer that I like drinking off tap. As I said, it's in no particular order, But the last one, you're gonna see why we end on it. Let's get down there and get it. Alrighty, back in Coogee. Now just for context, the Coogee Bay Hotel that we started at is there. And now we're heading up to the Coogee Legion Club. Let's get up there and get the last beer of the video. Alright, we just enter up here, through here. So, do you do pints?
Yeah, you want a pint?
Actually, yeah, we'll have I'll have a schooner. Because I always get it in a schooner, actually.
Don't stuff it up.
Don't stuff it up. Now, the last beer is we're getting Tooheys Old mixed with Tooheys New. The Tooheys 50-50 mix, please.
Yep,
Here we go. So there's the Tooheys New. You can see just the standard lager. Then we add in this dark ale. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, good.
Mate, absolutely nailed it. One of the best beers you can get in pubs in Sydney. Alrighty, 2 legends at the bar, thank you. Alright, heading out here. A few people out here, but whatever. Look at this. Got the water views just out there. Alright, here we go. So, there's a few people out here. One bloke, I just said I film beer. He said he makes beer disappear. I love that one. I'll be using that in later videos. Anyway, the Tooheys New mixed with the Tooheys Old, 50-50 mix. One of my top 3 beers. That's why we're doing it, and that's why we're ending on it, because we've got the darker beer in there, so that's the beer you want to try and end on. Cheers. He poured it perfectly. Oh, that dark beerness. Oh, that's why you end on that. Just like a good balance with the lager and like the dark beer. So there's like more darker roasted malt flavors mixed with the just standard Tooheys New Aussie lager. Perfect balance, so sessionable. Now the Tooheys New is 4.6% ABV and the Tooheys Old 4.4, I believe. So good. In the Aussie schooner glass, ice cold. That is iconic. And what a spot for it. I'm gonna start coming up here more often. Oh yeah, pretty good. Pretty good part of the world to live in, if I'm honest. Now, Tooheys New mixed with Tooheys Old. I didn't really start drinking that till probably my mid-20s. My grandfather and my dad got me onto it. They would get Tooheys New with a dash of Tooheys Old, so it's probably more like the way my grandfather and dad would drink it. Probably that much Tooheys New and the rest Tooheys Old. But when you ask for a dash, sometimes they only give you like that much Tooheys Old and it's just not enough. So I find the Tooheys 50-50 mix is the best, but that's the one I go for. Oh my God, so good, I'm slamming it. Now, I haven't actually had this Tooheys 50-50 mix on the channel before, but I have done it in a video. Now, if you watch beer content, you might be familiar with the Beer Brackets lads. I'll leave a link for their channel below and the video I'm going to talk about. So the Beer Brackets lads, Joe and Alessandro, they had me on for a virtual beer pub session. I think it was in January or February. And we did a beer pub session and a bit of like an interview of me. It went for an hour and a half. So if you want to check it out, leave it in the link. I'll leave it in the link in the description below. And I ended my beer brackets with the Tooheys New mixed with the Tooheys Old. And I did the 50-50 mix. So I technically have had it kind of on the channel before. But yeah, if you want to see more about me and my beer journey, check out that video. Now, we're not going to end it here. I've got an idea. We're going to get one more beer. I promise it's one more. Because I haven't had it because I never get it. I'm just gonna get a schooner of the Tooheys Old because I never get Tooheys Old just that ever. I only have a Tooheys Old out of a bottle if I'm with my grandfather because he has them at his house. Because every time I'm at a pub, I always get the mix. So stuff it, we're getting one more. We're gonna get the straight Tooheys Old. And then we'll end it. Then we'll wrap it up. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. So one schooner of the Tooheys Old, please. What do you put? Oh, you got VB going? Let's just film that. There we go. Bit of VB. All right.
Alrighty.
The Tooheys Old. Here we go. So it's obviously going to be a bit darker than the Tooheys 50/50.
A little bit iffy on this one, but
Ah, it's all good. Oh shit, yeah. I reckon it looks good when the beer's just falling down the glass. Looks refreshing. Alright, last beer of the video, I promise. Now, as I said, I never just get the Tooheys Old, like, ever. Can't remember the last time I had one, so... You can see, like, the head. It's a bit darker than when you mix it, obviously. That's just straight up dark ale. Cheers. Wow, so much richer in flavour. And I would say, just as sessionable. 4.4% ABV. Yeah, just a richer, like dark roasted malt flavour. Oh, that's special, that's special. So I'm gonna end the video there because I really want to just kick back and enjoy that. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Yeah, comment again if you've had the Tooheys 50/50 mix or just the Tooheys U with a dash of old. I'd love to hear about it. Love chatting in the comments. So on that note, cheers. Oh, thanks for watching. See you next time.